So, after several top 10 lists and even a top 8 list, it's time for our first ranking when it comes to our lists based on all the games in the series together. And this is the first ever ranking we've had when it comes to the music.
Since every game has one title theme each, we might as well just make a list out of all 17 games. Now, there are some basic rules we have here as to what we count as a title theme. There are a few themes that play during a cutscene before it changes as the title appears on the screen, like with Link's Awakening and the Oracle games.
So, we have decided that the theme that plays specifically when the title appears is the one we will count, meaning that the theme that might play before will not count.
However, if there is a theme playing before the title appears, but it's the same theme all the way through, like in Majora's Mask, we will count it.
Also, when it comes to themes playing during backstories, cutscenes or trailers either before or after the title shows, we won't count them. Only the ones playing as the title appears along with the words "press start."
When it comes to what makes a good title theme, we take into consideration how it prepares you for the game, how it sets the mood, expectations and important themes for what you're about to experience through the adventure. Also, some here are so similar that we combine them, so we have few entries here compared to the number of games that are in the series.
We hope this made it clear to you on how we rank these. We're TheOwnersofTriforce, I'm Owner 1.
And I'm Owner 2, and here it is, our title theme ranking.
Hey, Owner 2?
Yeah?
Can you hear anything?
No?
Okay. As we said, the cutscenes, backstories and trailers after the title theme has been shown do not count here, which is the case with Skyward Sword as well. Minish Cap has a really short one, and it's a big reason why we place it this low.
It doesn't really give you an idea of what the game is gonna be. Nothing about this tells you about being a Minish or anything, but the melody is a recurring one through the game, which is about the only thing we can connect to the adventure.
It's not bad, it's not a misfit, but it's just really short and doesn't give a great idea of how the game is.
Both Link's Awakening and the Oracle games had different themes playing during cutscenes before the title appeared, but all three of them have pretty much the same title theme.
They do sound a tiny bit different from each other, Link's Awakening and both the Oracle games. And even though the theme isn't anything too specific for the games they appear in, you do know what you get here. Zelda games.
It's got the standard Zelda melody, which is all fine and dandy, but these three games are sort of outside the standard Zelda games. There's no Hyrule, no Zelda, etc. So we sort of wanted something different.
Again, not bad themes, but we wished for something more unique.
This one is sort of special. It sounds both a tiny bit annoying and pleasant with different parts.
We think it sounds adventurous though, but the calmer parts of the theme is something we find most fitting with the game.
This was the first Zelda game to introduce towns and a whole lot more of NPCs, so some parts of this theme actually have us connected to the societies we find in this game.
While it's not the most unique theme among the title themes, seeing as how it's pretty similar to Wind Waker's Ocean theme, and with good reason, but with that, we know what to expect.
Oceans, seas, water and trips around the world in a boat. It's a good theme, no doubt, and it gives us adventurous expectations. But it only gets this far up because it's not all that unique as a title theme alone, because the same one plays when you're actually out on the ocean. Yes, it's the standard Zelda theme, but what we like about this theme is the tempo it's got and the catchiness.
Basically, it tells us that we can expect a lot of fun. For the first time in the series, we could play multiplayer, and even with up to 4 players.
It's really cheery and it makes us look forward to have fun with our friends.
Ah yes, the very first one. The original Zelda theme. Alright, so we have to be honest and say that this, being the first one, is a big reason to why it makes an appearance this high.
It really does sound good though. It does sound like we're about to go on a big adventure, which you do. We like the slow beginning and the rhythm that builds up when we hear the melody that all gamers in the world are familiar with.
This is the one that started everything. And it did a good job as well, preparing you for the very first Zelda adventure. They are the same, but with different quality. Yes, it is really short, which is why it's not in the top, but it's also not at the bottom, because, well, listen to how epic these two are. Sweet build up with those sounds when the pieces of the Triforce gather, and you know you're in for an awesome adventure when those pieces get put together and the music really picks up.
It prepares us for a couple of great adventures, and we had no choice but to put these two together, when they're both the same and even set in the same world. Not many title themes in this series have such a slow tempo and somewhat sad tone to it. Obviously this one has multiplayer as well, but it's not set in a fun way like Four Swords.
This one has a more serious story, with a lot of weird and sort of sad themes at times. And this theme actually sets the mood pretty well, even though you'll probably sit there and laugh and have fun, playing with your friends, rather than weeping.
But the theme is so beautiful, as well as sad, and we think it's a unique way to mix up the original theme. Even though the story here is sort of gripping and sad at times, the game has a rather happy tone and a lot of funny moments, and with that title theme this cheerful, we'd say that it fits very well.
The colors and art style of the game make us feel happy, and the theme fits very well with the whole train thing in the game, especially when you hear the chuff 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 sounds in the background.
It's easy to expect a fun adventure with trains, and you probably won't end up disappointed, even though this game has some dark themes as well.
Twilight Princess is known to have a really long and peaceful beginning, which can be interpreted by this theme.
It starts off really calm and sort of beautiful, with a vocal version of the original title theme. It's sort of peaceful and comforting to listen to, until you get to the end.
At the end, the music gets a bit more tense, and you hear the wolf howl, in addition to Midna's melody, just as Link stands before that wall of darkness in wolf form.
We're not going to focus on the actual visuals of the title screen, but we just had to mention this here. Still, even though the music here complements what is happening on screen, the theme itself does a good job preparing you for the quest ahead. Calm music in the beginning, more tense towards the end. A wolf howl and the theme gets a sort of mysterious change in the end. Great title theme. Majora's Mask is really similar to Twilight Princess when it comes to the title theme. Not the melodies, but the built-up tension. But we also think it does a better job at it.
What we hear is the Clocktown theme, after hearing the Happy Mask salesman's laugh, of course. Which is a very central theme in the game, and once again, we sort of have to mention the visuals here, as we get to look all around Clocktown while the music is playing.
Everything sounds fine and dandy, up until the very end, as the theme changes for something more sinister. Majora's theme.
At that time, we see Skull Kid and the moon, which leaves us thinking that not all is well as we hear in the beginning. This title theme gives you a perfect, quick and summarized idea of what's ahead of you.
probably the most beautiful title theme in the series yet. The Ocarina of Time title theme is one that have instantly found its place in many Zelda fans' hearts.
What it does for the game is actually hard to explain, as it's not something we really combine with the story or what's ahead. What we see at the title screen, however, is an introduction to the next generation, the very first 3D Zelda game ever made.
It has a sort of beautiful tone, which this game has a lot of, but the most important thing in this theme that we connect to the game is of course the ocarina. When the game's title is Ocarina of Time, and a lot of the gameplay and story is based on this instrument, it's only fitting to use this instrument in the title theme.
We understand if you find it cheesy of us to put it this high, partly because it's deep in our hearts as well. Well, there might be other themes here more fitting to their own games than this one, even though it still does a good job at preparing us for the game itself, and especially because of the ocarina.
Only one theme was left, so you probably already figured out which one it was. Now, when it comes to defining the Zelda series to one type of video game genre, the first thing we think is adventure.
And this game is one of the most adventurous Zelda games in the series, in our opinion. With a huge, vast ocean to explore, many islands and different people to visit, this game allows you to sail the seas to discover new places, and even on your own, outside the main story.
And boy, this theme is so cheerful and catchy and just encourages adventure. Not to mention when you hear the waves and seagulls in the background. When it comes to a Zelda game and its title theme, we find this one to be the most fitting. We really hope you enjoyed watching our video and listening to our opinions, because this was certainly not an easy list to make. If you appreciated our efforts, then hitting the like button would be a great way of showing that. Don't forget to leave a comment as well with your favorite title themes.
And we're telling you, you should subscribe, because our next video is... yes, finally. Are you ready for it? Cause here it comes! Our top 10 3D dungeons! Hope you're looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.